Howdy folks, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Star Citizen are still dragging their heels about pushing the dogfighting module out. Well, it's not fair to say they're dragging their heels about it. They're making sure it's as good as it can possibly be before they release it. In the meantime, however, Elite Dangerous Alpha has moved into Phase 2. Phase 1 was the combat scenarios, which are still available in Phase 2 of the Alpha. If you just want to do some single player, flying, fighting, shooting, killing, that's all still in there. But the main purpose of the second phase of the Elite Dangerous Alpha is this: multiplayer. You start off with 20,000 credits. Obviously I've spent some of it, and again, all you're flying is the Sidewinder. There's going to be a huge range of ships available in the game. I think at least 24 at last count. But for the purposes of the Alpha, all we're flying is the Sidewinder. And with these credits, you can go out and basically set the ship up. It tells you the cost here. 2 Class 4 railguns, 1 Class 1 heatsink ejector will cost you 9,000 credits, for example. Big old range of weapon loadouts available for various different prices. And down here are the 3 of the combat scenarios that you can select. You have Endless War. Actually, I think there's 4. 2 fleets, both basically shooting at each other. A defense of a Federation battlecruiser, a free-for-all, or this one, pirates. You get to basically choose your role. You risk bounties by plundering mining vessels for their cargo, or you can hunt down the pirates. Cash in your cargo and bounties by flying near the Anacondas, which are the mining ships. And this is the one that I had a go of. But things didn't work out quite the way I anticipated. So here it is. I'm in the cockpit of my Sidewinder, and you can see some mining ships, big old Anaconda mining vessels, busy drilling away at the asteroids with their mining lasers. Okay, weapons activated. I've got gimbaled pulse lasers. They don't have a lot of damage output, but they fire very quickly, and they track the target as long as it's more or less roughly in your aiming reticle. And I also have a small missile launcher. So, all kinds of contacts. You can hear the Anaconda mining laser going off there. So I'm just flying around waiting for somebody to pop up as red on the radar that I can go and kill. But nobody appears to be interested in starting a fight, which is kind of weird, because this is a multiplayer combat test. But nobody seemed to want to start any multiplayer combat. Locked onto one of the Anacondas. I'm looking around and I'm trying to find other players. There we go. Locked onto a Sidewinder, Commander Omega Hunter. Okay, that's a player. I am playing with mouse and keyboard here, by the way. It's perfectly playable with mouse and keyboard. Works a lot like War Thunder. The controls are completely customizable. Set it up to respond to the controls exactly the way you want. It's really, really easy to do. It also supports a very, very wide range of joystick and throttle combinations. There's built-in track IR and Oculus Rift support. But as multiplayer combat tests go, so far there's been a distinct lack of multiplayer combat. There's another Sidewinder flown by Bishop. Okay, my flight computer's warning me that he's just deployed his weapon hardpoints. Been flying for a minute and he's only just figured out how to deploy his weapons. There's another one. Bat Crazy Roy. You know, I'm getting bored with this. I want to kill somebody. Who's that? Bishop, right. 350 credit bounty for the assault of Bishop. Yeah. Assault is going to be the least of this guy's problems. Come on, where are you? Oops, I appeared to have killed him. Oh, 1,000 credit bounty gained for the murder of Bishop. Yeah, check that out. I'm a murderer. Ugh. You don't want to mess with me. So I'm hammering open the afterburners to get a bit of distance between myself and anybody who may react violently to what I just did to poor Commander Bishop. But there doesn't seem to have been any response. Nobody's locked onto me. Who's that? Canister of iron ore. Oh, there's another sidewinder. Who's this guy? You with a weird name. You're next. Commander Dubanta Porcimo. He's got his back to me as well. Well, seems rude not to shoot him in the back. I'm only sorry he's not AFK. There we go. He's down. Hull 0%. There's my second assault and murder. How much bounty is that? There we go. And there's another 1,000 bounty on my head. Come on. Have a go. Bat Crazy Roy I'm locked onto. Who's that? There's a Mega Hunter again. I'm out of missiles, but I've still got the pulse lasers. Let's get a bit closer. He's 3 kilometers away. This is really weird. Nobody is attacking me. I've got like a 2,500 credit bounty on my head. Somebody shoot me. It's as if they're all just running away from me. Yeah, come on. Fight back, bitch. Omega Hunter, I do apologise if you're watching this video. I don't really think you're a bitch. Yeah, you can't shake me. Looks like he's kicking in his engines. His hull's down to 30%. The good thing about these pulse lasers is you don't need to be as accurate as you need to be with railguns and beam lasers, and there's my third kill. Because the pulse lasers will track the target. There's another 1,000 credit bounty. Why is nobody attacking? This is just the weirdest situation I think I've ever been in a multiplayer game. I've killed 3 other players and nobody is shooting back at me. Bowman, Commander Bowman. That's extreme range. All I've really done there is alert him to the fact that he's under. Is he trying to mine the asteroids? Definitely saw him shooting at the asteroids. He's starting to take evasive manoeuvres, but his shields are recharging. I've got to get round before he charges his shields back up again. There we go. Work those pulse lasers. Pulls down to 60%. He can't shake me. Almost got him. 20%. Come on. There we go. There's my 4th murder. Surely at some point somebody is going to defend themselves. Nobody's even fired at me yet. This is the weirdest multiplayer combat test I think I've ever been involved in. What's that? An anaconda. Alright. You know, what I think was actually happening here. There we go. 350 bounty credit bounty for the assault on this mining ship. What I think may have actually been happening, and I don't know if this counts as a bug, but you know, it's an alpha, you expect to see bugs, is that I was not actually being designated as a hostile target until I started attacking the Anaconda mining ships. Well, I'm locked on to Commander Goodman because literally, here we go. This is the first and only time anybody has ever actually defended themselves from me. And I think what might have been happening is because I hadn't attacked any of the neutral NPCs, I wasn't being flagged as a red target on everybody's radar. And so I think what must have been going on was these guys are just flying around looking for a red contact on their radar to attack. And they must have had no idea what was going on, because they would have been getting these combat messages like Commander Bishop was just murdered by Commander Kessler, and so was just murdered by Commander Kessler. And they go, what the hell's going on? There are no red contacts on radar. Who is doing this shit? And it wasn't until I opened up on one of the mining ships where I finally pinged as red on everybody's radar, and then they could target me just by pressing the select next hostile target button, that I suddenly became priority kill number 1 for everybody in the scenario. So yeah, fun while it lasted. But amusing though it may have been, I think it's probably safe to say that that counts as a bug. Because that has got to be infuriating, that somebody is literally flying around with impunity, killing all of your friends, and unless you're manually cycling through every individual contact and checking the names, you can't target that person until he does something that the game, in its current state, remember this is alpha, until the game in its current state decides is a hostile act. So yeah, but you know, it's been fun. This is the Elite Dangerous multiplayer combat test. Probably not working as intended at the moment, but hey, that's what an alpha test is for. As always, folks, take care out there, and I'll catch you next time.